I tried the ketogenic diet in 2015 and it was terrible. Horrible. I was just tired and I had headaches and I had constipation and I said, no, this thing is not for me. I'll get less excited. And then 2 years later, I gave it a try again. And it was one of the most amazing things I've ever experienced. And the main mistake there is that I read first time, a ketogenic diet is when you remove all carbohydrates. What I did the next day, I cut all carbohydrates. And that is exactly the problem. There is more to it. If you watched one of my previous videos, there I talked about different changes that you can make on a diet, and imagine that your body is like a multinational company, that all the foods that you have are people that work for it, and they are grouped in different departments. When you remove an entire food group, it is as if you were removing people from one single team of your company. You said, I'm gonna cut costs and that's why I'm gonna get rid of all my sales team. Yeah, then other things in the company will need to change, other processes. You need to see, okay, where else will the money come from? Because I'm just cutting everyone that is bringing me the money. And when you do a ketogenic diet, there's something that more similar that happens. It's more or less, you're cutting all the foods that are giving you energy. And this means that you need to give a second thought. What are the other processes and things that I need to cover? What needs were those foods covering? Then now I need to find other ways to fulfill them. And these are the things that I want to bring you in this video. If you're trying the ketogenic diet, do it the right way, so then you can know whether it or not it is for you. If you make some of these mistakes, you get to the erroneous conclusion that it's not, when you actually didn't do it really right. The main thing that happens in the beginning, once you cut already the carbohydrates, is that you also burn all the glycogen storages that you have in your body, because these are the fuel that you get from carbohydrates, and they are stored inside your muscles. So after a couple of days, you burn those things, and when you burn a lot of glycogen, you also release a lot of water. And when you lose, this is where the fast weight loss on the ketogenic diet comes from. It's a lot of water weight. When you lose water, you also lose a lot of sodium. And now, sodium is an electrolyte that is playing a very important role with potassium. That is like a little battery. You have sodium outside of the cells and you have potassium inside of the cells, and they play a game together that they need to be in balance. If they are not in balance, you can have heart palpitations. Your breathing can be irregular. You can feel tired and headaches and all these kind of things. So the main step in the beginning is that you need to add sodium and potassium to your diet, because when you flush water, you flush these guys out as well. So as you cut carbohydrates, there are a couple of things that you need to add. In the first group of food are sources of potassium. And if you think that banana is a source of potassium, they are, but better than banana, you have avocados, and you have mushrooms, and you have kale, for example. And they are low carbohydrate, they fit a low carbohydrate diet. And these need to be in balance with sodium. And sodium is what you get from salt. Because you're flushing a lot of sodium, you need to replenish on a ketogenic diet. What you need to do is to salt all your food. Good, now that I removed the salt, the salt you ideally want to eat, it's not a good rub for the skin. With potassium and sodium covered, there's still another salt, another electrolyte that you need to add to your diet, that is magnesium. This is a very important type of electrolyte, because imagine that you're eating food and all the nutrients are going to inside your cells, and then you are breathing oxygen, air, and all the oxygen are also going to inside your cells, and then your mitochondria are getting nutrients and oxygen and it's making energy out of it. It's like my mitochondria is printing money, gets nutrient, oxygen, and then prints money to pay the salary of every single cell in your body to do work. But there's an issue there. The money, the currency that mitochondria prints is a silver coin, and all your cells, they need to be paid in US dollars. So someone needs to do the exchange, the conversion, and who does the exchange is magnesium. So the energy that you produce may be not effectively distributed to your body if you lack this guy, and you find it usually in green leafy vegetables. The darker the green, the more magnesium it has. Magnesium is the molecule in the middle of chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is that chemical compound that gives the green color to plants. Or, in most cases, you can also supplement with a type of magnesium, which is something commonly done not only in the ketogenic diet, but in any type of diet. These are electrolytes that you need to bring to your ketogenic diet, so now you don't get that so-called ketogenic flu. Now there are a couple of vitamins that by removing carbohydrates you may get deficient, so you need to get them for somewhere else. So let's put these guys aside and talk about first vitamin B1. This is something that is commonly coming from vegetables and carbohydrates, and if you remove them, you need to find another way of getting vitamin B1. Where do you get these guys from? The biggest sources will be something like salmon, beef liver, asparagus, macadamia nuts, and flax seeds. Especially these two types, if you're on a ketogenic diet, you're probably eating more animal products. Salmon and beef liver are really good sources because they also bring other types of vitamins to your body. So this is vitamin B1 is now covered. Now there's another possible common deficiency in the ketogenic diet, that is the vitamin B9. Let me show you what I mean. Here is where vitamin B9 is coming from. You see here a lot of green stuff, right? You see broccoli, spinach, lettuce, again asparagus. So you see asparagus here and there, and you can imagine that asparagus will be a great friend of yours if you're doing a ketogenic diet. And you see avocados again, just like you saw on potassium. So avocados are all another great friend. And finally here you see beef liver. This guy, if you eat animal product, is like a treasure of gold. It's like a multivitamin in natural form. It not only brings different vitamins, but also different minerals. And if you are in a diet that is removing carbohydrates and grains and other things that would bring nutritional density, then it's a really good idea to add organ meats like liver, because they are covered by the vitamin B1, vitamin B9, vitamin B12, vitamin A, vitamin K, and a lot of other things that you no longer have from carbohydrates. And then finally, you also need space for vitamin C, that we know is connected to your immunity and to energy distribution in the body, and it usually comes from citric fruit. Now you're no longer having fruits because you removed carbohydrates, so the best sources will be again things like broccoli. Broccoli is here again, spinach that is once more showing up, and also there on the source of magnesium, and cabbage. So you see that for the ketogenic diet there are a couple of foods that keep on showing up, that if you add them at the same time that you remove carbohydrates, you're setting yourself up for success, and then you can really evaluate if this thing is for you or if it's not, because now you're covering all of your body's needs. Now I want to ask you this question. Have you tried the ketogenic diet? Are you trying? Are you taking your first steps there? What issues are you facing? Leave them in the comment below. We'll keep a conversation there. In a couple of videos from now, I'll also have a Q&A that I'll bring the most common questions that I get from the comment sections and address them in a video especially for those questions. In a upcoming video, I'm gonna do the same for the vegan diet. If you're cutting all animal products, so you also need to know what does that imply and how to cover possible nutritional deficiencies from a vegan diet standpoint. So if you like videos like this, subscribe and hit the bell button. So then you get a notification when the next video comes out. I see you there. So Casper. So Casper is the ghost is making coffee. All right, back to the beginning.